Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nick Lynn, and if you're new, welcome. This is the place where braiders turn to learn braided hairstyles, develop tenacious hustle, and flourish in hope. So today's style is going to be a half up, half down tribal style. I did do this style quite a while ago on my channel, and you guys asked me to slow down. So today I'm going to give you exactly just that, a slowed down version, a complete walkthrough of how to do this style from start to finish. Let's jump right in. So to start this style, we are going to use a half moon parting shape. So we are going from ear to ear, but again, we're going to use a half moon shape. So it's not just straight across the head, it's up and around and then down to the other side. Now I am using Shine and Jam just like I always do in all of my styles. So I'm just using that Shine and Jam to define the part a little bit. And you guys know how I feel about parting, so I am going to do this section probably 100 times. Like, I really do care about parting, guys, so I like to take my time, because when you are doing this part to set up the style, this is really the foundation of the rest of the style. So don't be afraid to take your time, especially during this portion. Now we're going to split our half moon in half. So we're going to start right at the corner using the top of the ear as a guide, and then just making our way over to the other side just with a nice, clean, straight line. Now that we have the top half clipped away, we're going to split this bottom section in half again. So now we are creating our first 2 rows that we're going to use to set up the box braids for the back. So as I prepare my sections, one thing I really like to do is I like to go ahead and braid the section. What braiding the section does is it just creates a super clean canvas for you to use and really just know where you are in the style. So as you part your parts out, as you part the rows out, you can just go ahead and braid it off to the side, and then that way, again, like I said, you just have a super clean canvas and you really can just work your way through this style in a nice, organized, and structured way. So now that we have our rows sectioned out for the back, I'm going to go ahead and just focus on our first row here in the nape of the neck. So I like to go ahead and put a little gel across the whole row. Then I separate it out into 3 equal sections. So of course there's many ways to do a box braid, but my go-to method is the 2-strand method. So that's just basically a folded piece of synthetic hair that's going to be wrapped around, you can see here, her natural hair. I'm using her natural strand as the 3rd strand for about 2 braid movements. Now, once I have those braid movements complete, I'm going to split a piece of the synthetic hair and join it with her natural hair. Once I now have 3 strands with synthetic hair, I'm going to just go ahead and braid down. Now, as I braid down, another thing to keep in mind is to tuck her natural hair still. So once you have her natural hair tucked, just continue to braid down, making sure that your strands are equal. Now, you may have to keep borrowing here and there, but as long as you have 3 equal strands, the braid will balance itself out. Another important part of doing box braids, of course, is bricklaying the parts. So what you want to achieve is for the braids in the row that you're currently working on, you want those braids to fall in between the spaces of the row beneath it. So it's kind of like a doors and windows type of setup, but as you can see, it will make the style fill itself in, so you can get a much fuller look without having to do the braids super small. So I'm gonna go ahead and just continue to braid just the same way that I explained in the beginning of the video. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave it in the comment section. And in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and let you watch this part of the video, and I'll come back when it's time to do the feed-ins. Okay, so I literally was so excited to get into the tutorial and just try to like go over everything that I literally forgot to tell you guys that this was actually one of my subscribers here on YouTube. So I typically, when I get my clients, like they may come from Instagram, or they'll be like, you know, people that are in my local area or whatever the case may be. And so this young lady just happened to be subscribed to the channel. And when she saw the location after going on Instagram, she realized that she was only like 20 minutes away. So she took that drive to come and hang out for the day and get her hair done. So I just thought that was really, really cool. And I just had to mention that really quick. So, okay, back to the tutorial. So now that we're at the top, I'm just gonna go ahead and define my part here. Now I did part this in a diagonal line, and that's because I just want the braids to take on a slight slant. I don't want them to go just straight back. So this is just a cool way to get a little bit of a design to the style without having to go overboard. Again, it's okay to take your time on this part because this is your guide. This is the braid, or this is the part that will tell the other braids where to go. Okay, so for the braid method, I am using what I like to call knuckles down. I know there's other names for it, like maybe underhanded or thumb braiding. And really, I know that there's probably not a lot of braiders that braid this way, but for those who do, I do like to get tutorials on my channel that showcase this method as well, because while it is different, I think that the braids come out so beautiful. They come out so close to the scalp, and I actually find that for myself, when I'm doing smaller feed-ins, it just seems like this is the method that I get the cleanest braid. So I am using this method. If you do want a full-on tutorial of how to do this method, I will leave the video link here in the corner so that you can see the video 5 ways, 5 braids, and 1 result, where I go over 5 different feed-in methods in depth, so that you can get the best knowledge that you possibly can, or just even see that there's different methods that are out there. Also, a good tip to know is that you do not have to add hair to these braids every single turn. I noticed that the braids sometimes will get way too big when you add hair every single time. So there are times where I will just braid, I will add a little bit of hair, do a couple braid movements to just kind of let the braid breathe, and then after a couple braid movements, I'll add another piece. So all in all, a lot of times I will get asked like, oh, how many pieces of hair did you add to the braid? I'm not necessarily counting, but I am depending on that feeling. So just get to learn your braids, get to learn the thickness of the braid and just things like that. And then as I get past a certain point, then I'll just make sure to keep adding or whatever the case may be. But just know that every braid is a little bit different. And so you may add 3 pieces to one braid, and then on the next braid, maybe you're gonna need 4. Don't worry so much about counting the pieces of hair rather than feeling the pieces of hair. So I really hope that you guys like the style. I also hope that you found something helpful in this video and something that can actually be put into practice and used in your styles. So if you want to let me know in the comments what you found helpful in this video, or just give this video a like so that I know that this is the type of content that you like, I would really appreciate that. Also guys, if you are really looking for a supportive and helpful group, you can feel free to join us in our Facebook group, Hair Hustle Hope Collective. And then of course you can follow me on Instagram just to see like pictures and tips and just more things for this braiding journey that we're all involved in. So guys, I'll let you finish the rest of this video. As always, God bless. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you in the next one.